Welcome to House Money Podcast, our NFL Week 4 show. I'm Easy and I'm the host. Joining me today, T-Bone and Chalkboard.
I was not ready for that.
Fellas, I wasn't ready for that either, but last week our listeners probably wasn't ready for that 1-3 start. That was a rough show last week. Anybody?
I guess they weren't ready for it if it was their first week. Wow. It's been a rough start to the season. Although I did have some water in my ear from the shower, so thank you, T-Bone. I appreciate that.
How's it going, T-Bone?
All I will say, I'm not trying to sugarcoat this big turd, but what I will say, if you've been following these choice cuts, follow my advice, 3-0, baby. That lifts us up all together. We are a team.
Yeah, with the choice cuts, we're just a game under, so we're right there.
Just a game under with the choice cuts.
Nice job, T-Bone. I'm not going to lie. Nice job. Well, talking about last week, Atlanta was awful. I'm not even sure I can talk about the Atlanta game. 2 weeks in a row.
Guys, he still got a job. How do you still have a job?
2 weeks in a row, 17-point loss in the fourth quarter.
God.
Coming off of a 16 loss in the fourth quarter.
Terrible.
God.
Arizona laid an egg. They didn't look good at home. Turnovers. Turnovers was the story of the weekend, honestly. It seemed like every game I was on, and turnovers just killed me.
Yeah.
But Arizona laid an egg. Jacksonville last Thursday. I mean, that seems like a million years ago now. They weren't that good.
Shocking.
It doesn't seem like it's far enough back, though.
Yeah.
No doubt.
We'll put that in time capsule.
Yeah, that was just,
Hey, but Green Bay was nice.
I personally, that picks on me.
That Jacksonville?
Yeah,
it's all good, dude. Hey, Green
I
Bay.
hear it's windy in Miami, though.
It is surprisingly windy in Miami. I've been there.
Hey, but Green Bay was nice. It's funny, the 2 weeks in a row, our winner was the outright dog, right? So,
that should almost be worth like a win and a half.
It almost should point you in that direction,
I see what you're laying down. Now will we pick it up, though?
Well, I think we got the memo before the show, but
if you're so inclined, we got a whole card here that you can take all kinds of games.
Nice segue. It brings us to this week's picks.
Well, hey, on that note, if y'all get ready, Thursday night, ready?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Thursday night, Denver at New Jersey. New Jersey. All I see was NJ. The New York Jets. That tells you how good they are, right?
Well, they share a field.
There you go. Denver 0-3 straight up, 2-1 against the spread. Comes off a loss at home to Tampa Bay. Denver ravaged with injuries. I'm really not sure how you could put money on Denver at this point. They couldn't really be a favorite against too many other teams than the Jets. But in this gym Thursday night, the Jets 0-3 straight up. 0-3 against the spread. They've been awful in every game this year. I mean, the most recent beat down to Indianapolis, 36-7, in a game, honestly, that wasn't even as close as the score appears. So, chalkboard, Denver at the Jets, Thursday night, Jets +1. Where are you at?
Well, first of all, I just want to say thanks for starting off with this game, which I know we're just following the protocol because it's a Thursday night game. This is what everyone turned into the show for.
Said I gifted you this game.
Yeah, it's a big change from the normal.
2 0-3 teams that are probably amongst the bottom of the least scoring, most devastated by injuries, like you say.
Yeah.
If you made me go, well, actually, before I even do the pick, T-Bone, do you realize it's not going to be Driscoll. It's going to be Mark Rippon's nephew playing quarterback.
Yeah, Brett Rippon.
Brett Rippon.
Yeah.
Really?
I would think I would rather have Mark.
So what happened to the other guy, Driscoll? What happened to Driscoll now?
They just said that they were just going to make a change. I think they pulled Driscoll in the last game. Rippon came in and I think was 5 out of 8.
Didn't Driscoll play pretty good the last game he played?
I think John Elway's still looking for that spark.
What are you talking about? Tampa Bay, Denver?
We're talking about
last week.
Rippon came in at the end of that game. And I think they said looked okay, so they're going to give him a shot.
So. Then you got the Jets, who I think are the worst team in the league. I think they are legitimately the worst team in the league.
I think you're just mad that Gase isn't with the Dolphins.
Gase is a horrific coach. That clown will be gone by midseason. I mean, they
have no offense.
Their quarterback sucks. He has no weapons to speak of. He's got Robbie Anderson.
And Frank Gore.
Yeah, Frank Gore. I mean, Bell's been hurt.
You're talking about – now they did say that Crowder – could
Jay
possibly
Crowder,
play.
Yeah, I mean, but they're still, even with Crowder in the lineup, they sucked. I mean,
You're talking about basically choosing between two terrible teams
yeah.
on an early
but
week
you're
game.
right. Denver lost Sutton. They lost their best
Sutton.
receiver.
I have nothing to grab on more than the fact of they're playing at home.
They're both so
I give
shitty.
the
Who
slight
cares?
nod to the quarterback. You know, they might get. And you get a point with the Jets, right?
T-Bone, do you want to bet money on this game?
No, I say we move on. I mean, I think we think they both suck, and it's really no. I would take Denver if a gun was to my head, but I wouldn't bet it. So
There's so many other games.
No, yeah, I was actually trying to see something that would be just a signal.
Oh, sorry. Did you have a strong feel for that game? I should have asked that before I.
No, this is actually
Okay.
slow played.
Damn.
Next.
I feel like I walked into my own trap.
Damn.
This, thankfully, is the last game that won't be nationally televised on Thursday. Starting next week, every game will be on.
Yeah, because all the other
Week
crazies.
Yeah.
So that means the schedule will improve, or like will we get better games, or like?
Well, right now you can only watch this game on the NFL Network, all the Thursday games. But starting
It'll
next
be the
week,
same games. You won't get any better games.
Oh,
You'll-
well.
Yeah, it's
but you'll
where
at
the
least get to see
schedule is.
them.
Oh well.
I paid the extra $5 for the NFL Network just so I could. Yeah.
clearly off the winnings.
All right. Oh. Damn. Slower to draw.
Sunday night, Philadelphia at San Francisco. San Francisco -7, total 45. Philadelphia 0-2-1 straight up, 0-3 against the spread. Another team that's looked brutal this year. Played the Bengals to a tie. I mean, a tie. Come on, y'all.
Yeah.
Wentz has been shaky. It's just another team with a ton of injuries.
Yeah.
It seems to, all these teams seem to be affected by it. Again, speaking of injuries, San Francisco 2-1 straight up, 2-1 against the spread. They crushed the Giants. Gosh, the Giants are bad. They crushed the Giants 36-9. Is anybody playing this week?
I mean, there are some bad teams out there. God.
It's just honestly, this is just another game that I find it difficult to put money on because you just don't know what you're going to get. There's so many injuries. T-Bone, Sunday night, Philadelphia at San Francisco.
If you're gun to head, I'm taking San Francisco. And the problem is it started out 3.5. My God, at 3.5, I'd been all over that. Well, now it's up to 7. So I definitely would not take it over 7. I'm not looking for a 2-score deal. I think they can crush them, though. I mean, I do because San Francisco, even though they've lost some players, their defense is still tough. I mean, they're not. I mean, they're not like a team that relies on a lot of razzle dazzle anyway. So you got a competent quarterback in there in a running game, and
I think they're very well coached.
Yeah. Oh, I
that
agree.
dude's good.
Yeah, he's good. Ain't no doubt about it.
And he's
a hell of a
young
coach.
and good. I mean,
Yeah.
the future is bright.
Well, yeah, you thought the Rams coach was the next guy, but this guy actually might be better than him. So, yeah, Shanahan. Yeah. So, I mean, his dad was a badass.
Well, I was going to say.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Just kind of doubling back.
But I would take San Francisco. I'm not even going to go into a bunch of whatever because Philadelphia's, like you said, decimated. So, and
You
Wentz
just
looks
don't
like
know what
shit.
you're going to get.
Well, I don't think we're going to go on this game, but just the odd point when we were talking about it when you mentioned about it being the tie, they said, as I was watching the broadcast last week, the last time was the Donovan McNabb game when it was Cincinnati and Philadelphia played to a tie, and McNabb said later, he's like, I didn't realize that a game could end at a tie.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
So
my God. I remember
that was I think they said it was 7 years ago, believe it or not.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn, I thought it was longer than that.
7 or 8.
I do feel like Philadelphia, though, is in a spot here where they need to win. I mean,
with these points, I'd probably take Philly in the points. Although, like you say, they could absolutely get crushed, but I don't know.
I would probably be on Philly in the points, too.
Philly is just so toothless. I mean, Jackson got knocked out. They still don't have, what's his name, Alshon Jeffrey. Still haven't got anybody. Now they're tight end. Goddard broke his
Goddard's
ankle.
out.
He's out.
It's all.
I mean, they're down to Zach Ertz. That's it, Zach Ertz. I mean, really? That's all you have. This guy passes for like 100 yards a game.
Look, we pass
going against freaking San Francisco's defense.
We pass on picking this game.
They won't score over 10 points. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Well,
And I think San Francisco will score over 17. But go ahead.
Go ahead, Chalkboard.
Just a little bit of the pregame stuff is like I just don't think that it's a burner. I don't think it's a pick.
Sounds good. Let's move on.
I like this new theme. Y'all ain't going to pick it. Let's roll. Monday night, Atlanta. Here we go again. Atlanta at Green Bay. Green Bay -7.5. Total 58. Atlanta 0-3 straight up. 1-2 against the spread. I honestly, at this point, I find it difficult to talk about Atlanta. I don't know. I don't know what else to say. They lost to Chicago 30-26. They're taking their traveling circus this weekend up to Green Bay, who's 3-0 straight up, 3-0 against the spread. Impressive winners at New Orleans on Monday Night Football. Honestly, this game opened at 5.5.
Yeah.
Which seems weird to me, other than I know Atlanta can score. But they can't win. So it's at 7.5 now. I don't know, Chalk.
A wise man told me once that they have lots of weapons but no wins, to your point.
Yeah.
And I mean, again, we always sit here and talk about Green Bay. You know, they haven't had, and Devontae Adams might even play this week.
And that's what's amazing to me.
Amazing.
They didn't even play last week, and they took care of business. Oh, man, against a much better team than
I've
this.
got to say, they're probably, maybe Seattle. Perhaps, I mean, they got to be in the top 3 of, like, just scoring. Because they put up 35 again. They've scored 42, 40. I mean,
they're top 3-4 in the league. Yeah, got to be.
And they don't have their most potent weapon.
They might be number 1.
They might be number 1.
2 games of 40-plus.
Yeah.
From a value standpoint, I know T-Bone loves that word. From a value standpoint, how could Atlanta get any lower? I mean, nobody.
It's historically bad.
Yeah.
I mean, what they did 2 weeks ago was the first time it had ever happened, and then they did it again at a point worse.
But the problem is that half. I don't like that 7.5. I mean, Atlanta does got weapons. They won't win, like you said, but could they? You know, I mean, you're talking
Your
about they stay
favorite
with
backdoor
that
cover?
touchdown. Yeah, backdoor cover. Be down by 14, score touchdown, boom, you lost. Oh.
Fool me
I mean,
once.
Ryan is the garbage man of the NFL, dude. He cleans up stats.
He'll finish the game, 364 passing yards, 4 touchdowns, and they'll lose by 7.
Yeah.
Just to screw us.
Yeah.
There's no way that you could hear the Dirty Bird thing come out of my mouth again in the foreseeable future, probably this season. So
we don't get that little jingle again, that little ATL, HMP.
I'm not really feeling either one on this game at the moment. That's just me.
I mean, all right, to quote T-Bone, gun to my head, I take the Packers. There's just no way I could go with Atlanta again at this point.
Yeah.
All right. Well, is this going to be a House-made podcast
I don't
play?
think so. You go to the burner if you want. I don't care.
No. Speaking of the burner, dude, the burner is bare. Nothing on the burner.
Nothing.
All right. We'll let it chill back here by itself. Let's move on to the next portion of the show, the Who You Like portion. We start off the day with Chalkboard. How about you, T-Bone? Who you like this week?
I'll throw this one out there.
Tell me.
Jacksonville at Cincinnati.
I do have an opinion on this game. Jacksonville at Cincinnati. Cincinnati -3. Opened at 3. Still at 3. Total 44.5. Looks like a little bit more money coming in on Cincinnati. T-Bone, what side are you on? Cincinnati -3.
I actually, and this is crazy because I went with them last week. I like Jacksonville again. I just think I don't think Cincinnati's that great. I think Jacksonville can beat them straight up, and I'm getting a field goal. So I feel like they're going to go beat them straight up, and I'm getting a field goal. That's just the way I look at it. And it might sound crazy, but Burrow, he's not been bad, but I think Jacksonville can beat him.
Chalkboard, where are you at on Jacksonville?
I'm kind of surprised because I thought the way you were setting it up, I thought you were going to go with the Bengals and that it was going to be Burrow's first win. I feel like he just seems like he's more in a rhythm.
Burrow's got a tie.
Well, I mean, true. He's got a half
one.
But he's got a connection with Boyd. Mixon's there. They're playing at home. I mean, I don't have a feel.
Yeah, Mixon's blown. So I only say that because I have him in fantasy. So I know he hasn't been doing much. I get that they got people if they're utilized the right way, but
again, it's probably a little bit too of just like the taste in my mouth because Jacksonville.
And here's another thing too, and I need to really look this up. The wide receiver is it
DJ Chark?
Chark, yeah. He was hurt last week, so
yeah,
and that killed us, dude. That killed us. I think that's Minshew.
I think right now they're leaning on that Cole, and there's another guy.
Yeah, they need to get Chark back. So
I'll be honest with you, as far as I'm concerned, I'm on Jacksonville as well. I like it. I think Cincinnati just played a whole lot of football against Philadelphia. They played 5 quarters. Whereas Jacksonville is going to come off 10 days of rest. They ain't played since last Thursday. Cincinnati's offensive line is brutal. I don't know how Burrows finishes the year. Don't ask me. I think Jacksonville's the better team here, and we're getting points. Outright dog winner.
That's the way I look at it.
I'm with T-Bone, but Chalkboard, if you're not interested, we can certainly move on.
Well,
We'll put it on the burner.
I was gonna say you guys feel strongly about it. I mean, yeah, because nothing better has come along yet. Until I'm about to go.
Go ahead, Chalkboard. Throw it out there.
Yeah.
Hold time out. I don't mean to interrupt you. But can we put Jacksonville on the burner?
Yeah, it's on the burner.
he
It's
was-
on the burner.
Okay, Jacksonville plus 3.
What was it? Is it the pot? The what was it you came up with the first?
I don't know. Where you going, dog?
Burner, earner. I don't know.
No, there was something you came up. It was something.
All right, go ahead.
Pot.
Anyway.
Something to do with pot. Huh.
Potential.
Potential. POT. I don't know. Potential.
Just throw out your damn game. Who is it?
Potential.
What
Oh,
do you-
pot game, yeah.
Well,
Potential.
all right. I'm gonna already tell you what your rebuttal is gonna be like because you're gonna say chalk. Why is it under a touchdown? What do y'all think about Seattle at Miami?
Oh, shit.
So I have an opinion on this game as well. Seattle at Miami. Miami plus 6.5. Totals 54.5. All of the money coming in on Seattle. Interesting enough, this game opened at 7 and went down to 6.5. So the fact that all the money
is that possible?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Then my point is, well, how is that possible if all the money is on Seattle yet the line is going down? Chalkboard, who do you like?
So I rode the bus over here with my friends Joe Public, and we were all talking about like how much we like Seattle. I know we talked about this, and I know there's all these things we talk about that the NFL isn't college and one team. You know, all these are grown men getting paid to do a job and all this stuff. Seattle is just in every possible way better than Miami.
So
Why is it only 6.5?
Yeah, I mean, you got Russell Wilson dueling against Fitzpatrick, who's serviceable, but my God, Russell Wilson's MVP right now. Him and Mahomes right now are up for...
He broke the record.
Yeah, he's got 14 touchdown passes.
And he would
in
have
3
had
games.
15 if it wasn't for
And
DK.
you're going against a Miami secondary that Byron Jones, their $17 million corner, it was gimpy. I don't know if he plays this week. I don't know what his stats is.
Now,
Xavier Howard, the other one's been a little bit nicked up. So
to the earlier conversation, which led me to this one.
Metcalf, Lockett, all those guys.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Russell would have had another touchdown if he wasn't like showboating at the end where your boy poked it out. But they are coming off the extra day rest. They played Thursday. I know it's windy in Miami. We've already discussed that.
The thinking
But
is,
Seattle was even better on the road last year.
but what they're thinking is the Miami Heat gets the teams, so they're hoping that 1 o'clock, being in that heat.
Are you talking about like Jimmy Butler?
I'm talking about that heat wears teams out. It does. That is
The
a
Miami
fact.
Heat.
The Miami Heat.
Florida Heat. We
Florida
spoke
Heat.
about it a couple of weeks ago when some team was going.
Yeah.
Indianapolis was going to Jacksonville, and they
Yeah.
had won outright, but
Yeah,
it was ignored that week as well. By the way, I'm on Miami bigger than shit here, but y'all continue.
Yeah, so I mean that is the thing I think about.
This is what I would ask you, Chalkboard.
But
Do
I
you
know
think-
what you're saying about Seattle. My God, they look good right now.
Okay, so do you think? Oh, thank you. Good segue. Do you think they're going 17-0?
No, absolutely not.
So
But
they're
I
going
mean,
to come off this huge game that they just beat Dallas, and then they're going to fly from literally one end of the country to the other.
There's no
to
teams that are
give-
further apart geographically
to
than Miami and Seattle.
give the king of the backdoor covers more than a touchdown.
No, not more than a touchdown.
Well,
Less.
where's
6.5.
it at right now?
Yeah, it's only
6.5.
6.
6 or 6.5.
I've said this in weeks before. I will repeat it now. It's your show. If you all feel the need to roll with Seattle, roll with Seattle.
We put it on the burner for now.
I was just curious for the feedback.
Dude, this is a terrible spot for Seattle. They're not going undefeated. They just came off a huge emotional win over Dallas on national TV, and now their ass is going to fly to the other end of the country to play the king of the backdoor cover,
It's 3,000 miles.
who had three incomplete passes last week.
Against Jacksonville.
Actually, their line has been playing better.
And tell me, how good does Seattle's defense look? They've given
Yeah,
up
that's true.
30 every single week.
Yeah.
I think
Please
they're
lay
like
the
30
6.5 chalkboard. Vegas welcomes you.
I don't know. I mean, that's why there's not any small casinos out there. Me and my Joe Public bus.
We'll put it on the burner. We'll kick around some.
What are we putting on the burner? Are we putting on Seattle minus
I don't know.
6.5?
I'm just putting it on the burner.
He's putting the game on the burner. Actually, Jimmy Butler's on the burner.
Let's put all the game on the burner, man.
I mean, I'm just giving you from my perspective.
Oh, no. That's why we got 3 mics, because we got 3 opinions.
All right. Somebody throw a game out. T-Bone, who you like?
Oh, man. Man, oh, man. I'm looking around. I saw one.
Oh, I got a whole bunch of garbage y'all going to hate.
Shock, you see anything that?
Well, you do one of yours before I do one of mine because I have a feeling where you might be going, and then I think I got something to like.
Throw it out there.
I love Chicago. I love the Bears. I watched way too much of that Atlanta-Chicago game to be proud of.
Well, now they do got what's his name in
Nick
there?
Foles.
Nick Foles. That
Dude,
is huge.
and when
They did
he
lose
came
Tariq
in,
Cohen for the season now.
and when he came in, touchdown, touchdown,
But-
touchdown.
Now,
That's what he
Montgomery's
does.
been the lead back, right? And Cohen's the third.
Cohen's
guy.
just the scat
Gadget
back.
guy. Okay.
So you mean to tell me Indianapolis, who's looked good, I guess. I mean, they did lose at Jacksonville and beat two teams who aren't good. But so you mean to tell me that Jacksonville is going to go to Chicago with Phillip Rivers
Old man Rivers.
and lay points to a team who has all the momentum in the world, who is 3-0, and you're going to give me, what am I getting right now? I'm getting 2.5. I'll be honest with y'all. I know I hate to say this. I did get it a couple days ago at 3 because it opened at 3, and I got it at 3. But I'm willing to take 2.5. I got the better team here. I'm going to win this game outright. I mean, listeners at home, bet the money line because Chicago's going to win. I don't know if I can talk you two into it, but
Sounds
Sit
like-
down, bar. Rolling on.
It sounds like you're on a bear market here.
I like the points. I'm just as per ordained. We are now in a speedier process.
negative, sir. If you have a Chicago, Indianapolis,
If I have if the interest in the game is not that, no, it's going.
hey, all I'm saying is
I said I had interest. Well, why waste my language here? Why waste my words?
chalkboard.
I said you had great points.
Chalkboard, go ahead.
He gave you the obligatory attaboy.
No, I mean I was sincere, but it was a quick sincere.
No Bears love here.
Fine. Let's do a complete 180 and go from like an underdog to, I don't know, one of the biggest lines on the board. What about Baltimore coming off of a terrible game? It's Baltimore and the Redskins. I apologize, the Washington football team.
There you go. Baltimore at the football team. The football team's plus 13. It opened at 12.5, gone to 13. 75% of the money coming on Baltimore. Baltimore obviously comes off the loss on Monday night to Kansas City, where they didn't look good. Kansas City really took them out of their game. Washington also, speaking of didn't look good, I was on Washington plus 7 last week, to be honest with you, but 5 turnovers you can't overcome. Their quarterback play is horrendous. I think Baltimore comes in this game looking to prove a point. Chalkboard, Washington plus 13. Tell me why you like Baltimore.
Well, I mean, for everything you just said, it's like, I mean, Baltimore had a national stage. I mean, there was all kinds of like, how should I put it, negativity toward Lamar and about just like all this overrated talk, which I think is way crazy. I mean, I think he's still good, but they were just talking about like falling on his face on the big stage and all this stuff, whatever. And I think he hears it. He's a young guy. He's going to like get amped up. They're just a better overall team. It's basically a home game. I mean, it's Baltimore and D.C., so they're right there anyway. It doesn't matter. There's not any fans, but there's. I just feel like, I mean, how much do you think Washington will score? Do you think Washington can score 14?
20 at the most.
So, I mean, all right, so let's even call it 17. We're getting 13. I mean, I feel like they could easily hang 35 on them. It may be close, but I feel like if you, I mean, you know, it'd be worse at 14.5, but at 13, I, of course, being chalkboard would be on the Ravens. T, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing, and Lamar Jackson even said it. Kansas City is Baltimore's kryptonite. They've only lost, I got to look it up, since Jackson's taken over, they've lost 4 or 5 games, but 3 of them have been to Kansas City.
Oh, yeah, I saw that
So,
stat.
yeah, I think he lost to Cleveland. He's lost to Kansas City 3 times and somebody else. Or maybe not. I don't know. But anyways, that's the thing about Kansas City we don't appreciate or we don't talk about enough. They played to the level of their competition. They felt like they felt like the underdog they were. Whatever the case may be, they came out and showed that they were the best team. They will probably go undefeated. I'm going to say this right now because there's no home field advantage for anyone.
Kansas City going undefeated?
Why not?
They almost lost last weekend to the Chargers.
Almost. They played to the level
Oh,
of their
wait, I
competition.
know this. It's grapes and nuts or something.
Coconuts. Maybe hairy nuts.
Almost the only
hairy
counts.
coconuts. Hairy monkey nuts. I don't know. It's one of those nuts.
But you are on, because like you say, it's almost like they sort of like play to the level of the competition.
Rise to the occasion. That's what they do. I mean, my God, man, you know, if you want to beat them, you've got to outscore them. I mean, you cannot hold them down. Well, Baltimore had a seriously, they've got a good defense, and it's crazy.
It was almost unbelievable to see how they made them look.
To that point, Baltimore to me is like a modern day Nebraska Huskers football team that used to dominate like in the mid '90s. They get on top of people and all they do is keep
Smother
running.
them.
Yeah, they smother them. But if a team with a passing attack can get on top of them, it's hard for them to catch up. And
So do you
Kansas
think
City's-
Haskins is that team?
No.
No. Yeah,
like
long story short, I like Baltimore.
I like where you went from Huskers to Haskins.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just real quick. Speaking of Kansas City and their future.
Oh, you whipped the schedule out.
So they play New England this weekend, at Baltimore, New England this weekend, and then Vegas, and then at Buffalo, and then after that it gets really easy. They don't have another tough game, honestly, until December the 20th at New Orleans.
Yeah.
They almost could, because he said they could go undefeated. I'm like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
But if they get past the next few weeks.
I mean, New England years ago with Randy Moss got all the way to the Super Bowl and lost the Super Bowl. They were one win away from being undefeated.
And it took that catch. Wasn't that the helmet catch?
They are head and shoulders. Look what they did to the second best team in the NFL. That's what they did to the second best team.
Okay, time out. I just seen this. November 29th at Tampa Bay.
Psh,
That's a loss. That's
What?
a loss. That's a loss.
Kansas City at Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay's defense is for real.
Oh, no.
We'll circle for that show.
that's a loss.
That'll be the weekend
Oh,
of
my God.
Thanksgiving.
Well, let's make it Margaritaville week.
Go
or
ahead,
some
outright
shit.
dog
Jimmy
winner.
Buffett Day or some shit.
That'll be
When
Thanksgiving
are we going
week.
to do something like that, man? When we going to have a Mexican night around here, man?
Tom Brady
When's that
at
coming?
home. I feel like I'm getting like 4.5. I feel four. I'm probably getting
Are
4.
we still talking about that? What about Mexican night, man?
What
What about John Ford's pick? Is that what we're talking about? Are we going to make it a play?
Oh, we're gonna make this play. Do you like Baltimore minus 13? Right.
Put it on burner.
Damn.
Come on, man. Let's get something here.
26 minutes in, 0 picks. Go house money.
Well, you can tell we're being like a little bit more apprehensive with
Yeah, we're
things
being a
now.
little bit. Yeah.
Gun shy would be the word.
Go ahead, T. Who's up, T.
Arizona, Carolina.
Couldn't pass it up. Arizona, Carolina. Carolina plus 3.5. Is that right? How can that be right? Let me look this up. Plus 3.5.
Yeah.
That's what I'm seeing over here.
Total 52. 63% of the money on Arizona. Arizona comes off at loss at home to Detroit, where your boy K1 or whatever the hell his name is, he didn't look good. He had multiple interceptions. Honestly, I think that Detroit didn't look bad either. But Carolina won on the road at the Chargers. Teddy covers, right? Carolina plus 3.5 here. Who you like, T-Bone?
Yeah, I hate to keep doing this, but I'm going to have to ride Arizona again. I don't know what happened last week, but if I'm not mistaken, did Detroit not go there last year and tie them or beat them, or it was something? And actually Detroit wasn't that bad at the beginning of last year, so yeah.
They didn't have Galladay back. I don't know if
Anyways.
Arizona looked,
Yeah, with Hopkins, as hot as he started, that offense, and no McCaffrey in Carolina. I mean, yeah, Carolina did win last week, right?
Yeah.
They beat
The Chargers on the road.
Chargers. Yeah.
I mean, this is sitting here at 3.5.
That's what I'm showing over here.
I like Arizona to bounce back this week. I honestly like the pick as well. I don't think home field advantage means much anymore in this COVID time. These guys were just kind of going up and down the field. There's not many distractions in the stadium. I'm on Arizona probably as well here, but this seems like a tough game to me because Carolina hasn't played bad. Chalkboard.
Your guy who's backing up McCaffrey, he's actually looked pretty good, but I think they've got enough to kind of contain him. And I'd be on Arizona here. I think it's a good spot for a bounce back road game. They leave town. They're getting away from the negative stuff. Whatever. They go to a team that they're clearly just more talented than.
I mean, I'll write this down. Arizona minus 3.5 on the burner here. We have 0 picks.
I don't know. I think this far into it, this should be the first play.
That sounds good to me.
I mean, I'm fine with that. This will be 4 weeks in a row. We've been on Arizona.
Yeah.
All right. Who had this game? Was this T-Bone or you? T-Bone, official House Money Podcast, play number 1.
The Cards.
You got it. +1, Arizona minus 3.5. All right.
I found me a nice little choice cut.
Moving along. Chalkboard. Throw something out there.
All right, what do you think about when the Browns travel to Big D?
Dude, I like this game. Cleveland at Dallas. Dallas minus 4.5. It opened at 4.5. Still at 4.5. Total 55.5. 73% of the money coming in on Dallas. Dallas comes off the loss at Seattle. Cleveland obviously comes off a win at home to Washington, where they needed some help. Actually, I feel like to win that game. Dallas minus 4.5. Unfortunately, Chalkboard, I feel like I know where you're going to go with this. So go ahead. Go ahead, Chalkboard. Who you like?
I like my dry seat before you lean forward.
What happened?
Looks like
you knocked all the props over with the beer.
All the Eazy-E's falling down over there. Look at that.
Oh, my bad, dog. Maybe it was.
I'm
I'm
gonna
so
use this
sad
towel.
to hear these Cowboys coming out of your mouth here. Go ahead. Why do you like the Cowboys this weekend?
Wow. Hey, he might shock you.
I like the Cowboys. Well, because we were talking about that, they have to start go ahead and putting together some wins. The Cowboys are going to win this game. The thing is, can they win it by more than a field goal? Can they win it by 4.5? I think that Cleveland has one of the best running back tandems in the league.
One of the best or the best? Tell me who's better.
I'm trying to think.
They're probably the best. Yeah, Hunt's the best backup running back in the NFL.
So tell me why Cleveland doesn't go in there and just hand the ball to each of them and say run the ball each 25
Because Cleveland's
times.
not smart enough to do that. They're going to try to give the ball to Baker because they want him to be like the guy who's on the commercials. They want him to be the next Peyton Manning, and he's just not that guy.
Yeah, they've actually turned the offense around. This guy's doing a little bit better job. He's shortening up his passing game and stuff like that. But, yeah, to your point, they're trying to go more of a ground and pound, and, well, that's what they say they're going to try to do.
T-Bone, are you on Dallas here?
I don't have a strong feel, but I don't think Cleveland's that good. Dallas has got all this damn talent, and it's like, I don't know. They're frustrating as hell. They should have got beat by Atlanta.
Their defense is terrible.
Yeah, their defense is terrible. They should have. They did get beat by Seattle. They got 37 points scored on them against Seattle. Is that right? 37-30, I believe. Yeah. So
I'm not making personally. I'm not playing Cleveland, but I absolutely see Cleveland can win this game outright. They could absolutely win. If Cleveland won this game, would either of y'all been like super shocked if they come in and win by a field goal? If they win 23-20, I mean, y'all are gonna come in here next week and be like, "Oh my gosh, Cleveland won." No. I mean, I don't know how you back Dallas here. Dallas has done nothing to prove they're worth your money.
So we'll move along.
they are, well, to your point, they're 0-2. What are they against the spread now? They're probably 0-3.
The Cowboys?
Yeah. They didn't
0-3. 0-3 against the spread. They're public's favorite team, dude. This game honestly is a field goal. It's a field goal, but because Dallas is involved, you got to lay 4.5. And it's probably not even a field goal because Cleveland can win this game outright. I don't know.
All right. Maybe nothing.
T-Bone, what do you got?
Giants at the Rams.
All right. The New York Giants at the Los Angeles Rams. The Rams minus 13. 75% of the money coming on the Rams. Giants come off a brutal beatdown to the 49ers. The Giants have looked awful. I don't know how that coach still has a job. The Rams haven't been impressive this year. Obviously, laying 13, that's a huge number. Anytime you get to double digits in the NFL, I don't know, T-Bone. Giants, the Rams, who you like?
The Rams. And I know that's a lot of points, and we're talking about the Rams, but to me, the Rams have looked a lot better. They've looked better than I thought they'd be this year. They could have easily beat Buffalo. They're, 2-1 now.
I've been impressed, dude. I thought they looked good. I thought they looked physical. Yeah. Physical in the games. They're out there to dominate their opponent.
And the Giants, my God, Daniel Jones is not the answer. So there are so many bad teams in the NFL that I don't know who's going to get Trevor Lawrence or the Fields kid at Ohio State. But, my God, there's some awful teams that are going to – the Giants, you would give up on a guy like Daniel Jones for Trevor Lawrence. And that's where they're trending because they suck. They're horrible. How
do you get beat by all them scrubs for San Francisco? And they didn't just get beat. They got rolled.
They got rolled. And now they're going out to California.
Well, and how bad San Francisco's beat up. The Rams defense isn't anything to sleep on.
Yeah, they got
same thing could happen again.
Yeah. I just think they pulverize them.
Go ahead, Chalkboard.
Well, it's not like you had to reach on the table and twist my arm to pick two games where we're laying 26 points.
No, honestly, I don't want to take the Rams here. And if you have to make me choose between one of these two big numbers, I'm probably taking the Ravens. There's so many points. The Giants' offense can get a backdoor here. I mean, the Rams are not going to be out to just
what have the Giants
them.
scored in 3 games? Think about that. What have they scored? They scored 9 last week, right? 3 freaking field goals, man. Well, I mean, they're terrible. What is their point total for the year, man? They have to actually score.
Okay, so let me ask you this. So if you could be on one or the other, Baltimore or the Rams, which one do you take?
I say why choose.
So you think take them both. So let's just roll with 25. So we had this big talk about favorites before the game. You're like,
I know.
let's just lay 25.
Put on the bar, but the show's getting late. We got to make some picks here.
No, we do.
All
so
right.
you tell me.
I like the Rams. I don't know what to say about it.
All right. Who threw the T-Bone official House Money podcast play number 2?
The Rams.
Los Angeles Rams minus 13.
Go ahead and we'll get us a nice little.
I was going to say, since he's playing with us, we'll play.
Yeah,
I got something that I think I was kind of holding back in case the show went this way.
Go ahead, John.
Right. You know it's always going to go this way, but go ahead.
We're a glutton. We just don't learn. What's the definition of insanity? Doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result.
Bang that head.
New Orleans at Detroit.
All right. New Orleans Saints at Detroit. Detroit +4. Again, a ton of money coming in on New Orleans. New Orleans comes off the Sunday night loss to Green Bay at home. Detroit, the win on the road at Arizona. Obviously, Detroit +4. Chalkboard, I'm hesitant to ask, who do you like in this game?
I think we were on them a little bit toward the end of last year. I would actually consider taking the Lions in the 4 points here. I think the Lions are, playing at home in the Dome. The Saints, like we said, just haven't looked quite right. The linchpin here would be, even if Thomas comes back, he's going to be gimpy, right? High ankle sprain. I mean, the Lions got Galladay back. You still got Jones there. It is kind of crazy that Peterson is, 35, 36 years old. They basically came out and said he's going to continue to be the lead back and pound. I mean, the only thing is, if it becomes a shootout, well, they don't have to win the game. They just got to keep it within a field goal.
Dude, I can't believe how much the Saints have relied upon Kamara this year. If that dude was out of the offense, they would be.
But you know what? Murray is good when he fills in, though. So I don't know. I know what you're saying.
What he did last
week was insane. Yeah. I mean, he's awesome. He's one of the top backs in the league. He's electrifying.
It's been uttered in this mic before, but he's more than a Kamara. He's a Kamara super sport.
Tebow, New Orleans at Detroit. Detroit +4. Are you on either side of this?
Here's my thing. New Orleans is 1-2. This is a team many picked to go to the Super Bowl this year. Are they actually going to go to Detroit and be 1-3 when they come home? I mean, they're clearly a superior team to Detroit.
They can still win this game and not cover.
But are they really going to let it get that close to where it's a field goal?
Do they have a choice?
The way the game needs to go is Detroit needs to come out and score first.
If I asked you right now whose offense was better, Detroit or San Francisco?
I do think Michael Thomas, to your point, is huge. If he's still gimpy, then yeah.
Well, there's no way he can come back and be 100%. Even if he plays. I still haven't seen that he's going to play, period.
Yeah. It's something to think about. I guess we could.
All right. So
we got 2 in the can so far. We're looking good. Just need one more, right?
All right. I'm gonna throw something out because y'all are hemming and hawing around here. Tell me what do you all think about the Los Angeles Chargers at Tampa Bay? Tampa Bay -7.5. It opened at 4.5 and now it's up to 7.5. A ton of money coming in on Tampa Bay. To me, I don't. The total's 43.5. At 43.5, to lay more than a touchdown on 2 teams, to me, that seem like defensive teams. They seem like they're going to play close games. I don't feel like the Chargers are going to get blown out. Honestly, I feel like the Chargers are well coached. To lay more than a touchdown, I like getting that hook, that 7.5. At this point in time, Tampa Bay's offense has not looked, to me, dominant. They haven't looked that good. but their defense has been spectacular. So I'm fine with that, right? Because I expect a low-scoring game here. I got a total of 43 already. So, what are we looking at? 23-20, 23-17? Either way, I feel good getting more than a touchdown with the Chargers. The Chargers have only played close games. You all tell me, Chargers, Tampa Bay, chalkboard, where are you at?
Well, to all your points, we've had such a small sample size with Justin Herbert. It was like he looked so good against the Chiefs and then so back down to earth. But like you say, I did see on the way over here, and correct me if I'm wrong, T. Chris, he's out. He's out, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
He's in the concussion protocol, so there's one of his weapons. I mean,
so it's still the rookie, Herbert.
Well, I mean, I haven't
seen. It's
been
the rookie for the last 2 weeks.
Who would you rather it be in this game? Would you rather it be Tyrod?
Probably Herbert, because he gives you a better chance to actually score
Sling
points.
It.
Yeah, I mean, this is a guy who gets you touchdowns instead of field goals. Tyrod Taylor,
and we're talking
is
7.5, right?
At best.
Yeah, so on that note, thank you, Chalkboard. It is 7.5 on the sheet, so I'm going to honor the 7.5. I'm looking at the screen over here now. It's already been bet down to 7, which doesn't surprise me. But no. We're going to take the 7.5 because it's on the sheet. So I'm good with that because I feel like,
It sounds good.
We'll put it on the burner. I don't want to
make it the third pick. I'm fine with it.
I mean, I got other dogs on here we can talk about. Y'all might like them better.
Well, write that down. We'll hit these last two, and then we'll make the picks because I know we are getting the 40-minute mark.
Yeah. All right, so I got LAC plus 7.5.
So how have we not, when we're talking about like dog thing, how have we not talked about the New England-Kansas City game?
I knew he was going to say that.
All right, New England at Kansas City. Kansas City minus 7, totals 54. Interestingly enough, it's kind of split, 52-48 money coming in on Kansas City. Chalkboard, who do you like in this game?
Well, the thing about it is like Belichick did before. It's like, he's a defensive-minded guy. He's going to go in. He's going to try to take away Kelsey, and I guess he'll.
Yes, he will try to take away their best weapons.
Right. He tries to take away the strongest. But I mean, the thing about that deal is Kansas City has more weapons than he can take away, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like you can only take away one or two.
Now I will say one thing. New England's got the kind of team, I'm not saying they can beat them, but they can hang with them because they're going to ground and pound on them. Their Cam Newton's going to run the ball.
Right.
They're going to run clock. As long as Kansas City doesn't get too far out in front of them, they can use their defense. They've got a.
But if they do,
it's over.
If they do, if they can get ahead.
Now again, is Kansas City going to be coming off that high of Baltimore? I mean,
think Kansas City went into the Baltimore game expecting to win. So how high are they?
New England's won 2 games. They lost to Seattle, right? And that was a close game, right?
Yep.
Close game. They could have won that game, right?
I like to say the Raiders game was closer than the score indicated because they kept shooting themselves in the foot.
I tried to tell y'all last week that game was so easy. That's such a spot that the Raiders are going to lay an egg.
Oof.
I mean, that's what I try to tell you.
The Raiders are winning that game.
Dude, I know he tried to pitch us on it earlier, but no NFL team's going 17-0. So you have to see these spots coming from so far in advance that this team is just going to lay an egg. Like Seattle at Miami this weekend. I know y'all don't want to talk about it because Seattle's sitting up here on the burner. But, dude, that is a perfect spot for Seattle to lay an egg. But you all refuse to bite.
So we've only got a few minutes left here to make this last selection. So what's the deal here? Not enough anything?
I don't think he heard a word I just said.
Moving on.
All right.
I know it's a no-go. That's what I got.
We got 2 picks.
I heard what you're saying.
All right. We got 2 picks.
We're going a little bit long. I just want to make sure we get on it.
Let me tell you what's on the burner right now. We got Jacksonville plus 3. We got Baltimore minus 13, and we got the Chargers plus 7.5. Is there any games on here that we really haven't talked about that y'all could think about playing? I mean, Buffalo at Vegas plus 3. Buffalo comes off.
How do you not love Buffalo? God, how do you not? I mean, no offense,
Vegas.
but do you
I love
really?
Vegas. Buffalo's 3-0. They come off that huge comeback win at home against the Rams. They're flying high. Now you're going to send them to the other side of the country. Vegas just got beat down on the road to the Patriots, and they come back home with a spot, and you're going to give me a field goal. Who knows if they win or lose? But I'm getting points and a team that's in a good spot. But this is a bad spot for Buffalo.
Getting a field goal against a team that has Josh Allen, who actually is looking like an MVP himself. And the defense is pretty damn sturdy to boot.
Yeah.
And they can run the ball.
Ruggs is out again. That's already been declared. So, I mean, all they really have to do is kind of bottle up. Basically, you can either let Josh run a little bit or let Waller get a few catches. Well, that's what New England did. They took Waller away. He had 2 catches the entire game.
I mean, we're basing Las Vegas on the fact they beat a 1-2 New Orleans team, which we don't know how good they are. And who else they lost to? New England, right? They got clocked.
They beat Carolina.
They beat Carolina. I don't know about Carolina.
I don't know, fellas. We got to make some picks. We got 2 damn picks on the board.
Let's do it. Pick a third one.
Y'all go. Okay, so again, on the burner, Jacksonville +3, Baltimore -13, the Chargers +7.5. Any of those?
What do you think?
I mean, again, I hate to be on that show where it's like I picked 2 games and both of them I'm giving 13 points.
Especially getting ready to do it.
When we have the Stern talking to.
Let's do it.
Chalkboard Official Housemate Podcast play number 3.
The Ravens.
Baltimore -13.
They will come out and lay some. Man, if they don't come out and bury this team.
In case you ain't never seen this show before, this is your first week. Lord have mercy. All right, we need one more pick. So that takes care of Baltimore. We have Jacksonville and we have the Chargers, 2 dogs. Is there any place else y'all would rather go? Chicago. Feel free to take that outright winner.
I'll take Chicago. I'll bite on that one.
Chicago is probably the best looking dog. Chicago's the dog with the least fleas to me.
Oh my God!
So do it. Call it.
And that's better than Jacksonville or the Chargers. So you
Go
know,
ahead. Yell it out. Take
all right. Official Housemate Podcast play number 4. The Bears +2.5. Go Chicago +2.5.
Bears.
So the good news Bears.
Big Nick folks.
All right.
All right, sounds like a plan. To recap, Official Housemate Podcast play number 1, Arizona -3.5. Number 2, the Rams -13. Number 3, the Ravens -13. Number 4, the Chicago Bears +2.5 for Housemate Podcast plays number week. All right. Well, fellas, 1-3 last week, and I'm not going to lie to y'all. I did get a little feedback, and mainly from Sandy. I'm not gonna lie, y'all. Sandy has become our number 1 fan here, and I feel like if we don't go at least 500, we should.
Sandy, put that choice cut on the grill, baby. You'll never go wrong. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I feel like we should make her a guest picker. What's y'all's opinion of making Sandy a guest picker?
Sounds like a plan.
I don't think at this point she would drag down our winning percentage, so I'm open to anything.
Coming back with a vengeance this week.
All right, if we don't go over 500, I make a motion that we allow Sandy to pick a game.
If we don't go, like you say, a minimum of 2-2, then we'll pick 3 games next week, and Sandy gets the 4th.
Amen.
There you go.
T-Bone, you in?
Yeah, sounds good.
Amen. Sounds good. All right, chalkboard, crystal ball predictions. Last week, Julio Jones, touchdown Atlanta. Again, this damn Atlanta game. Do I have to ask, how did he do?
Unless he was in the backyard playing with his kids, he didn't even play in the game. So that was an indication on how the week was going to go.
No doubt. Who you
I
got this
really
week?
thought they were just sort of slow playing him. He was going to come out as a decoy and maybe just catch up in the corner because everybody's going to be focused on Ridley. But you don't want to hear how I make the sauce. So, especially when the sauce is nasty as heck right now. Anyway,
Who you got this
let's
week?
fast forward to this week. Since I was talking about a veteran receiver that I thought was going to come through, I'm going to stick in that neighborhood, and I think this is going to be the week Amari Cooper gets his first touchdown of the year. Playing at home, he's the 3rd highest targeted receiver, but hasn't been in pay dirt yet. This will be the week.
You seem to have an affinity for wide receivers.
Right now, I just want anybody who can score. I have some people that I've got my eye on, but I just want to break that, break that glass ceiling.
Nick Chubb. Try Nick Chubb one week.
No, I'm talking about I want to be there for their first touchdown.
Yeah.
The people that are on the chalkboard have not scored yet.
There you go. All right. Sounds good.
I could say, Russell Wilson will score a touchdown this week, but then Sandy could do it.
I don't know. I mean, you took Julio Jones last week. That's such a limb to be out on. Good job, dog. T-Bone, choice cut.
Choice cut 3-0. I'm going for the perfect season. Oh my God, hold on. Mike,
Take your time,
Mike.
dog. Take your time, dog. Last week you were on
Mike.
Pittsburgh, and you
I'm
are
going through test.
you are 3-0 on the season.
Oh, was I going through?
Why don't you pass some of that juice over to the show?
Here we go. The juice is the show. You get all the juice. You get everything off this show. We drain it. You get it all.
What happened to the sunglasses?
What happened to them? I don't know. I'll put
Couldn't-
them
you
back on.
couldn't
I'll put
see
them
your
back on
page?
for this pick. Here we go. 3-0, going for the perfect season. 72 Dolphins and Kevin Kerr. Oh, did I say that out loud? Whatever. Here we go. The San Francisco 49ers. Get it while it's under 7. Get it while it's hot. They will crush Philadelphia this weekend. It will be a bloodbath.
So you're going to lay your unblemished record, your perfect
On
record
the line for the 49ers, baby.
on San Francisco -7.
Going out to California from the East Coast. Getting a touchdown or less? Yes.
Dude, I'm in.
Crush.
I feel
kill
you.
him.
I don't know how you could go against you at this point. You're 3-0.
There we go. 3-0. Soon to be 4-0.
All right.
Sounds good over here.
All right. Well, hey, please subscribe to us on YouTube or iTunes, SoundCloud, however you listen to the show. We're still on Twitter at House Money Pod, Facebook, Instagram. Please rate and review, whatever you got to do. Fellas, as always, shout out to our executive producer, Z-Man. Thank you for holding us down.
Z.
We appreciate it,
Z.
fellas. Final words, chalkboard.
We appreciate everybody who's like stuck around with us. It's the season, ebb and flow, man. It's been a little wacky, a little bit of a slow start, but I think it's how it was last year. Then we kind of hit our stride. I look for this to be that week.
No, dude. Last year I looked at the stats. After week 10, y'all went like 72%. So honestly, just stick with us. T-Bone, what you got?
Yeah, sounds good. Disappointed like everybody else. Of course, I can fall back on my choice cuts, so I don't feel
I've heard that
too
somewhere.
bad.
About right.
So there is that. Hopefully we've learned a few things, throughout this whole process and use it going forward.
There you go.
Can't be like the 76ers. Just trust the process.
What? All right. Anyway, we're running long tonight. We appreciate it. We batted around a bunch of games, but I felt like it was all necessary. Fellas, if y'all ain't got anything else, we're ready to roll. Nope.
House Money Pod.
There we go. We're House Money Podcast. We're out. Thank you.